It's the Date Master, and we're back. Got another topic. We're gonna change the tone up. So we're gonna talk about rewards and punishment when you're dealing with your lady. A lot of us, man, everybody's not walking away and going MGTOW. People are going to interact with women. As a man, you should know how to deal with your woman accordingly. Women recognize and acknowledge two things: rewards and punishment. A lot of guys deal with problems from their girl because they're dealing with a woman who, she bad. She's never had to be held to a certain standard. She always got her way. She's seldomly told no because she's benefited from pretty privilege. But in your involvement with any woman, she must understand who's who. You're putting on a pedestal. You're putting her first. You're putting her before you. You're gonna lose. So at any given time, your woman is gonna act out because she wants to be checked. She wants to be put in her place, and you must do so. However, after so many occurrences, the talking must stop, and you must remove yourself. Whenever I have a issue with the woman I'm dealing with, I remove myself because I cannot deal with the confusion and the distraction that comes with a certain involvement, if you will. If you got, a bond, you've been dealing with a certain lady for a long period of time, and you're in a certain mental space, you're focused, you're working on, projects, your business, etc. You have to maintain a certain level of balance and a certain level of mental peace. And when I get disrupted or distracted by having to correct something that shouldn't require correction, I remove myself from the equation. Because once you remove yourself, that gives her time to think. You find yourself getting into an argument or stopping yourself before it escalates. You have already acknowledged that this is a problem, because you'll notice a pattern. So she must be punished. Now, a lot of guys, some of you guys who into the ism, which most of you aren't, some men, they take it to a certain extent. They want to put hands and feet on a chick. That's too aggressive. We're not cavemen. You want to use finesse. She must see your absence and how that impacts her mental state and her level of security. Because she needs to sit and think about what she did and what will happen if she does it again. So each occurrence is going to be a longer stint of my absence. Because I'm not going to punish you physically, and you can argue that it does come with some physical punishment because she's not getting your physical touch. But it's her mental that you must break. Because as you come out of the square world and you get into your own lane and you really move and how you want to move, you're not going to tolerate, and you should not tolerate any shit, especially if you have addressed an occurrence a time or two before. When it becomes frequent and constant, then you have to reevaluate her position in your life. A lot of people argue, well, you're gonna argue, you're gonna have disagreements, you're gonna argue, it comes with the territory. No, the fuck it doesn't. See, we as men have set the bar too low that we think that we should tolerate and accept the bullshit that come from most modern women, and that's not ever gonna be the case. Because the moment you entertain that bullshit is the moment she loses respect for you. You have to check her and let her know this shit won't be accepted. And then you remove yourself from the equation. Women need discipline in relationships and in any interaction with men, because if she does not get any discipline, she'll never be accountable for her actions. She will never value your worth, because every other man let her do what the fuck she wanted to do. And where are those men today? In the past. So you must look at a woman as a employee, if you will. You take these women that give you all this lip and attitude, ask yourself, does that same thing with a supervisor at work? Ask yourself, does she does that with other white men that she has relationships with, such as business, networking, whatever the case may be? She doesn't give certain people that energy because of the ramifications that come with that energy. So it must be the same with you. We're not going to just tolerate shit just because this is what comes with the territory in quotation marks. Nah. I'm going to send you your walking papers. You will be discarded. Don't ever let a woman get too comfortable with you, because the moment she gets comfortable is the moment she gets complacent and the moment she becomes a problem. So you must crack that whip, for lack of better terms. You must crack that whip, because if you do not, she's going to grow in contempt of you. She's not going to look at you as the authority figure. She's going to say, he lets me talk to him like a sucker. I can say what I want and he's still going to take me out and take me out to eat tomorrow. Nah. Go sit in the corner and I'll holler at you when I feel like it. I'll holler at you when I feel like it. You can't be a square. The squares are, if you notice, the squares are getting eaten alive. The squares are getting eaten alive by the women. The women are eating men. They're man eaters now. So you got to turn up your savage. You have to be cold. That love shit, it only goes so far. It only goes so far. And you must love with your mind. When she's stimulating your mind, you can't love with your emotions and your heart. You're gonna get ruined. But a lot of us need that. I needed that disappointment and heartbreak from women to really get the understanding that I have today. I needed that, and I welcomed it, and I thanked them for it. Because if they didn't show me what they showed me, I wouldn't be the man I am today. I wouldn't be in this process of growing into the supreme version of myself. I wouldn't have this understanding of women the way I do if they didn't do what they did. So I thank them. But a lot of times you say thank you and bye. Not thank you, come again. Because the moment you cross me is the moment you lost me. You got to hold your nuts and you got to drop your nuts with these women, because they think that you're soft because all the other men that they have encountered have been soft, and let them run rampant, flying off at the mouth, talking crazy. This ain't that. This ain't that. Certain shit will not be tolerated. You'll get only a few warnings before we put you in this certain sector or section over here. Well, this is my leather jacket. I pull you out when it's cold. I only wear this jacket once a year. You got to deal with women you got to deal with them a little bit more harshly nowadays, because society has told them they can do and say what the fuck they want to say and suffer no consequence. They can do whatever they want and suffer no consequence. So you have to show your hand and say, hey, this is not going to be tolerated. And if you continue with this behavior, we will send you a goodbye. We'll send you a goodbye. Stop letting these women talk to you crazy and play with you and come at you. Be firm, always joking and playing and shit. It's a time and a place for that. And that's one thing I'm going to talk about. You hear a lot of ladies say, I want a guy who's funny and not. Bitch, this ain't comic view. I'm not your entertainment for hire. Stop playing around and joking all the fucking time with these women, because they're going to look at you as a joke. Stop putting LOL at the end of your text messages and all of that type of shit. You mean what you say and you say what you mean. because you want to take the sting off certain messages, because we know the written message can be misconstrued or miscommunicated. So you put LOL at the end so it takes the sting off, or let her know it's not as serious as it really is. Nah, fuck that. Stop playing and joking so damn much with these women and let them know what the fuck going on. Because if you don't, she'll practice hypergamy and get the fuck on herself. And that's okay. And that's okay. But yeah, we're gonna get into a little bit more diverse topics. I know you guys want to get a lot of this game when it comes to dealing with women, and you know, you want to get your meat wet. Of course, we're gonna show you all of that. But first, we gotta show you the posture and the approach you must have as a man in order to make that happen. Because these women ain't the same women you seen 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Shit, even yesterday. They change every day. So you must know their ways. It's the Date Master.